ठीक है? Yeah, so we finished off in this chapter. We did Egyptian civilization, then we did Mesopotamian civilization. We saw all these things like Ziggurat, Tower of
We are
Babel.
doing SST of science.
This is SST. Okay. We saw Tower of Babel, how they used to make artificial hills and they called it Ziggurat. All right. All these things we saw. Then we made a list of people who were ruling this area. That is the Akkadians, Amorites, and all of these people. We made a list like this. I hope you remember that list. It's very, very important. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Kings, Hammurabi and Nebuchadnezzar. All right. I have no idea how to pronounce his name. Just give me a second. So again, I'm going to revise a few things. All right. There are 4 civilizations that you have studied so far. Who can name those? Right. We have finished Indus Valley civilization in the last chapter. In this chapter, we studied about Egyptian civilization. We saw about mummies and all those things. Then we saw Mesopotamian civilization. Now we are doing Chinese civilization. ये चारों civilization में one thing was common, that they lived near what? What did they live near? Who will tell me?
Rivers.
River.
Rivers. Amazing. So these people, all these civilization lived near some or the other river. Okay. Indus Valley civilization was near which river?
Near
Nilo.
And Indus river ke paas Indus Valley. Indus river, Indus Valley. Okay. Then we had Egyptian civilization which was near Nile river. Okay. Then third one was Mesopotamia, Euphrates and Tigris. All right. Do you remember now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now
Yes,
this Chinese. Yes. Now we are going to start off with Chinese civilization. So this Chinese civilization started near again another there was the river called China's Sorrow, or it was also known as Huang Ho River. All right. China's Sorrow क्यों बोलते थे इस river को? Because when these people started living there, sometimes these rivers they change their course of flowing. कभी एक side से flow कर रहा है, कभी maybe some earthquake happened, कहीं और से they start flowing after that. All right, please put yourselves on mute. Noor, mute. Thank you. So sometimes these rivers flow in one direction. Sometimes some earthquakes happen or some other natural calamities happen. So the river change their course. यानी उनका flow change हो जाता है. तो इस river को Huang Ho river को China's Sorrow इसलिए बोलते थे क्योंकि one time this river has changed its course. It was very unpredictable. Maybe there was a lot of rain and the river got filled up and it started flowing in another direction. And because of that, the whole area, the whole Chinese civilization got flooded. Okay? It changed its course in an unpredictable manner and inundated the houses. Yani houses or agricultural lands को डुबा दिया. It flooded those areas. ठीक है? Inundated मतलब to flood something. So please underline this new word in your textbooks, or if you are writing down notes like Likita does, so please write down this word in your notebooks as well. ठीक है? So this is also known as China's Sorrow or symbol of sorrow.
Right after.
Amazing. So you have to write Huang Ho River dash डाल के China's Sorrow or symbol of sorrow. So these are 2 different names that are given to Huang Ho River. All right.
Okay, ma'am. Full, which we have, whatever we have to write, full underline.
Yeah,
For all.
I will highlight it like this and you can write it down. Okay. So Chinese civilization was also no exception to living near rivers. So all 4 river valleys or all 4 river civilizations we are doing. This is the last one out of all those 4. Okay. Now, according to archaeological evidences, first ruling family, we know in all civilization, one person rules, somebody else comes and rules. So we are going to again make a chota list. This is going to be a very, very small list. Okay. There were only 2 people who ruled this place. The first one was the Shang dynasty. Okay. So please write down ruling dynasties of Chinese civilization. First one is Shang dynasty. Okay, it ruled between 18th century BCE and 12th century BCE. ठीक है? So please write this down. तो यानी 6 centuries तक, यानी 600 years तक these people were ruling. Okay, the Shang dynasty. Again, please remember, I will ask one of you who was the first dynasty to rule Chinese civilization. So it's the Shang dynasty. I will ask in between. All right. Okay. So under the rule of the Shang dynasty, people had developed a wonderful culture. You know that Chinese culture is very, very rich. They do a lot of programs and they have a lot of festivals and all those. तो Shang dynasty के time पे ही ये सारे festivals and cultures जो है develop हुए थे. ठीक है? The Shang dynasty was then overpowered by the neighboring Chao dynasty. So the second dynasty who came after Shang dynasty was the Chao dynasty. All right, so these two names you have to remember. So the Chao dynasties, again they continued to rule till 250 BCE. In the Chao dynasty, यहाँ पे आपका spelling गलत लिखा है, यहाँ पे CHAU है, not CHOU. ठीक है? Now guys, what we are going to do is, again please take your notebooks. We are going to do a small activity. This activity is called social. Yeah, get your notebooks. So your activity is going to be called social stratification. STRATI.
And we have to write.
Yes, write this: social stratification of Chao dynasty.
Wait, ma'am.
Or you can write or Chinese.
Ma'am, tell from first.
Social stratification of Chao dynasty or Chinese civilization. I'm writing it on the screen, no?
Ma'am, you telling no. I not know one spelling also.
I'm writing it down, no? On the screen. So ये social stratification का मतलब क्या है? It means different levels. So हर एक level पे अलग अलग लोग of social different social statuses are there, right? जैसे हमारे इंडिया में prime minister is at the top, then we have the president, then we have the state ministers and other ministers and all these things, then we have the citizens. Citizens में भी जो भी government के लिए काम करते हैं, those people are considered a little higher than other private job people, and then lower. So ये levels होते हैं different. ठीक है? कुछ लोग सबसे टॉप में माने जाते हैं, उसके नीचे. So these are different level of social status. Now I'm going to tell you one more example of social status was the 4 caste system that we studied in Rig Veda. Do you remember? Brahmanas. What else?
No.
के बाद
Yes, ma'am.
what starts with K?
Buddhinas.
Kshatriyas. Then with V.
Buddhi.
Vaishyas. Brahmanas were at the top. Yeah, Shudras.
Buddhi.
So Brahmanas were at
Ma'am,
the top.
Buddhism.
Yes.
Ma'am, Buddhism.
Not Buddhism.
Buddhism.
I'm talking about caste system during Rig Veda time. All right. I'm giving you points also for whoever answered. So we have Brahmanas who were at the top, who were considered near to God. Then we had Kshatriyas who were warriors.
And Yajurveda?
No, those are Vedas name. I'm talking about caste. ठीक है? Caste system. जैसे हिंदू मुस्लिम जैसे caste हो गए, ये तो religion है.
Yes.
There are caste system. There was caste system. We saw that, no? Brahmanas were at the top. Kshatriyas were warriors. They were coming second. Then Vaishyas were people who used to travel and buy gifts for Kshatriyas and Brahmanas. Do you remember now? Shudras were slaves.
Yes.
They were killable people. उन लोग को मार दिया जाता था जब भी मन करता था. Yes or no? Okay. So ये जो caste system हमने देखा था, उसमें Brahmanas were at the top. Then Kshatriyas, so top level में Brahmanas, then Kshatriyas, then Vaishyas, then Shudras. So this was also a social stratification, यानी social differentiation based on levels or status. Social status के बीच में जो मतलब social status को लेके जो उन्होंने division किया था, उसको कहते हैं social stratification. वैसे ही even in Chinese Empire there was a social stratification or there was a division based on what a person is doing. All right, that is what we are going to see now. आपका ये जो पैराग्राफ दिया है यहाँ पे सोशल स्ट्रैटिफिकेशन के बारे में बात किया गया है, ठीक है. तो दे आर गोना टेल यू ये स्ट्रैटिफिकेशन यानी डिफरेंट लेवल्स या डिफरेंट लेयर्स में सबसे ऊपर कौन आता है, उसके नीचे कौन है, उसके नीचे कौन है, उसके नीचे कौन है. So this is the list that we have to make. So I'm going to read and you're going to make the list and then we will discuss this list. All right. So in Chow dynasty, there was a selection of officials below the king.
Ma'am,
Means,
what we write?
that is what I'm telling you, no? If we are saying there is a selection of officials below the king, मतलब सबसे top में कौन है? Who is at the top layer?
King.
King is at the top
Chow
layer.
dynasty.
चाओ डायनेस्टी का जो किंग है ही इज एट द टॉप लेयर. यस,
Okay.
उनके नीचे देयर आर सम पीपल. 1 minute.
We have to write the line.
You don't have to write the line. You have to write if this line means there is a section of officials. Officials यानी officers मान लो, ठीक है.
No.
Some people that the king has appointed. Guys, please go on mute. I'm explaining, right? So there are some people that the king has appointed. So we know at the top it's the king. King के नीचे it is this section of officials. So your first thing is going to be king. I'm going to write the first one for you. It's the king. That is the top layer of this social stratification. After king, we have section of officials. All right.
Yes,
So this is
asking like that, we have
second
to
in
write
number.
that.
Yeah, it is second in number, section of officials. तो ये section of officials जो थे वो king अपने लिए select करता था. Like you said, no, ma'am, make leaders and we are going to select our friends. Just like that, king was the leader and he used to select certain people to work under him. ठीक है. The king allotted portion of land to these officials. उनको allot मतलब उनको select करके उनको कुछ चीजें दिया जाता था गिफ्ट में, जैसे घर बनाने के लिए लैंड दे दिया या फिर फार्मिंग के लिए लैंड दे दिया. All these things. Okay. In return of all these gifts, the king expected support from these people during wars. Okay. Support of the king during wars. So this is the role of these officials. All right. So in the social stratification, I'm reading. Please try to listen to what I'm saying. I'm going to stress on a few words. In the social stratification, the communities in the next level were the merchants and the craftsmen. So please read this line and make your list. After officials, who were the people? तो अगर आप इसको, it is merchants and craftsmen. अगर आप इसको again compare करो ब्राह्मणास, शूद्रास, वैश्यास, उन लोगों के साथ, तो ये जो king है that is equal to ब्राह्मणास. ये जो officials है, where is officials written? Yeah, these officials, these are equal to kshatriyas, because kshatriyas were also warriors. These officials also help in war. Okay, then we have merchants or traders. Vaishyas के हिसाब से देखा जाए तो these people are like Vaishyas, and craftsmen also. So these two people are like Vaishyas. All right, I am telling you all this so that you make connections. All right, so please make connections over here. It is similar, just different names are given. Okay, so after merchants and craftsmen, who are the people? Apart from them, we can find a great majority of peasants as well. Peasants यानी थोड़े बहुत नौकर या काम काज करने वाले लोग, ठीक है. Then the lowest strata of the social hierarchy were slaves or the prisoner of war. जो wars के बाद जो बंदी बन जाते थे उनको नौकर बना के रख देते थे. So the lowest people were slaves. Now I hope you guys have made your list. Please make connections with the 4 castes that we learned in Indus Valley civilization. It is similar to that. First is the king, then are the warriors, then are the traders or peasants, sorry, merchants or craftsmen. Then after that, 2 more people. Who comes after merchant and craftsman? I'm going to make this list over here. So tell me, Likita, first one, who was the first person in the social stratification?
King.
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 Who was after king, Arbina?
Section of official.
Officials. Who was after officials, Noor? Noor?
Merchants and
Mer-
craftsmen, ma'am.
merchants and craftsmen. After this, Ashma?
And so another two is there.
Another two is there.
Peasants and
Peasants.
slaves.
Well solved.
Peasants यानी छोटे मोटे काम करने वाले लोग.
Peasants and slaves.
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 Not ST, SLAVES. Okay. Got it, Ashma? Got it, Sadat, Hussain? Please give me a thumbs up if you've understood. Okay. तो हमने अभी social stratification कर लिया है. All right. Now we are going to move forward. You know Great Wall of China is in China itself. So you can read this story whenever you get time. Read this small box. Okay. This is a little extra information about the Great Wall of China. Then we have a little bit about now we are talking about habits of these people. What are the things they used? What are the different things they used to do? And all of those things. What different talents they had? What were the different metals they used? All of those. Okay. So this is a very simple portion and we are going to end this class in some time. So the Shang kings, they spent quite an amount of time in conquest and battle. अगर कोई king बहुत ज़्यादा war and all कर रहा है तो उनके kingdom में war जीतने के बाद उनको क्या मिलता है? So they get a lot of money from the other kingdom. They become rich if they win a lot of wars. They get slaves also. All these things they get. Okay. So these soldiers जो है जो भी लड़ाई करने जाते थे, they enjoyed a dignified place in the society. They really were happy that they were at the top layer. Okay. So ये लोग जो we know ना second में आते थे जो officials जो wars लड़ते थे in after king. So ये जो officials है ये लोग बहुत ज़्यादा proud थे अपने लिए. They were very very proud. They knew that they are important people. All right. तो ये जो soldiers थे वो लोग बहुत ज़्यादा dignified place अपने society में जो है वो बहुत खुश थे अपनी position के साथ. तो वो superiority दिखाने के लिए वो लोग bronze helmet पहनते थे, metal armors. आप लोगों को पता है ना? Have you seen in pictures people wearing all metal पूरा body में पूरा सर में and all? Have you seen that? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go fight no that time.
Yeah. During fights also, but these people used to wear all these bronze, महंगे metal. Bronze is a metal, okay? So bronze यानी तो ये लोग bronze helmets पहनते थे. Yeah, they used to wear those metal armors, all these things. They had bronze daggers, axe and bow. Daggers yani chaku, axes yani you know what axe are. Bows and all these arrows, all these things they had made up of very very expensive metals because they were believed to be of a higher status. ठीक है? So they enjoyed all this attention and they used to use all these expensive things. ठीक है? So यहाँ पे आपको question पूछा जा सकता है, how were the soldiers of Chinese civilization? Please put yourself on mute. We are going to look at some other activities of these people. ठीक है? So the people of Shang dynasty were dependent on agriculture. They had a very good system of irrigation. Do you guys remember what is this irrigation? So irrigation का मतलब है to give
Sunlight.
water to the plants.
Air.
ठीक है? तो फील्ड जो होता है वो बहुत बड़ा होता है, उसमें अच्छे से प्लांट्स को पानी नहीं दे सकते हैं. तो these people had a very well organized system of irrigation. So they used to grow plenty of rice. ठीक है? They had a very nice irrigation system. So the plants would grow very very well. ठीक है? बहुत अच्छे से. तो बहुत evenly पानी distribute करते थे. They devised a system, या तो I don't know what system was that. Now in science we saw about sprinkler system कि pipe से अलग अलग जगह पे sprinklers आ रहे हैं. Drip system देखा था. If you don't remember, please go back to your science book and read this. ठीक है? So these were the different irrigation, like they had a really organized irrigation system which helped them in growing plenty of rice. Okay, so this was another activity. Now we are going to see about something called porcelain. ठीक है? ये जो पोर्सिलिन है, इट इज अ मटेरियल जिससे जो आपने चाइनीज फ्लावर वास, या फिर उनके जो आपने कभी पिक्चर्स में देखा होगा तो all those things are made up of a material called porcelain. They are not made up of glass, they are not made up of metal, they are made up of a material called porcelain. जैसे clay pots and all बनते हैं ना, वैसे ही porcelain is a type of, मान लो clay, ठीक है. So these porcelain things were invented by Chinese people, okay, and they used to wear cotton dresses. आप लोग को पता है kimono? Do you know that they wear all these long silk and cotton dresses? Have you seen Chinese dresses?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so these dresses, they used to wear very thin cotton dresses, and they used to wear silk dresses also. So silkworm rearing, you have also already studied about silkworm कैसे silk देता है, ठीक है. You have studied about this, I'm not going to repeat that. So these people were engaged in silkworm rearing. Yeah, in science you have
We see
learned
video.
cycle of silkworm last class, ठीक है. In 7th class you have studied this, ठीक है. So that is what was this silkworm rearing these people used to do, and they used to manufacture a lot of silk. So silk manufacturing was a prominent industry, and it was a very, very important industry in China. All right. So these Chinese people used to make a lot of materials like pots and all from porcelain that I already told you. Okay. So it was a custom, another belief that they have. So we are studying about their lifestyle. Okay. So यहाँ पे आपको पूरा क्वेश्चन आ सकता है, describe the life of the people of Chinese civilization. So this is what you have to say. They wore this kind of dresses, the soldiers were like this, they had a good irrigation method, they used to grow a lot of rice, then excellent pots and all they used to make from porcelain. All right. Then one more thing, one more belief is, जैसे हम लोगों ने Egyptian civilization में mummies के बारे में पढ़ा था, वैसे Chinese civilization में they used to worship their ancestors. Ancestors means their elders, people who have passed away. Okay, so they used to worship those people. They used to believe that dead man became spirit, and that spirit has special powers. So they used to pray to them that these people are family members who have died. They have turned into some sort of spirit ya atma, and they have some special powers. So they used to pray to them. All right. Then like mummies, no? One second. Yes. Is there a doubt? Okay, fine. So this is how they used to believe in all of these people. So the dead bodies were buried with wooden articles, pots, bronze vessels and other objects. जैसे हमने देखा था ना, mummies भी बहुत अलग-अलग चीजों के साथ they used to be buried. Just like that, these dead bodies were also buried in different things in Chinese civilization. All right. The kings के जो भी कबर होते थे, they are called tombs. They used to be very, very large. The Chinese tradition of writing began with pictures, again related to Egyptian civilization. Egypt, maybe we saw about hieroglyphics, which is pictures ke through they used to write. So in China also they started learning, and they started talking with pictures. They started writing with pictures, and this got transformed into ideographic script. I will show you what ideographic scripts are. These are those scripts जिसको देख के समझ आ जाता है कि ये क्या बोलना चाहता है. These are such drawings जिसको देख के समझ आता है कि what are they trying to say. जैसे अगर आप लोगों ने stop sign देखा है, ठीक है, there is a circle and there is a line in between, right? Or if you say no smoking symbol, तो यहाँ पे आपको एक cigarette बना के they put a cross over it. So you look at this picture and you know that they are saying that smoking is prohibited here, or there is a stop sign over here. So these are examples of ideographic pictures, ठीक है, जिसको देख के समझ आ जाता है कि ये क्या बोलना चाह रहे हैं. So that is how they used to write. They used to draw ideographic things, and it transformed into ideographic script. So they started writing stories also in ideographic form. Ideographic मतलब एक idea को depict करते हुए एक drawing, ठीक है. So these writers, again, one important thing is, how do these people used to write? Because that time paper was not invented. So these people used to write in silk and bamboo slips. Okay. So they used to take maybe some charcoal and all they used to take. Bamboo ke slips mein ya fir silk ke slips mein they used to write, because they didn't know what paper was. ठीक है. Porcelain and Great Wall of China are exceptional contributions to these culture. So if there is a question about contributions of Chinese culture, sorry, Chinese civilization, you can say Great Wall of China, porcelain pots, silk, and what else? Yeah, all of these things. Silk, like silk rearing, all of these things were invented, and then ideographic script, all of these are contributions of Chinese civilizations. All right, so this is done. Okay, these are examples of those kimonos or the silk and cotton dresses. You can see this small girl is wearing over here. Okay, then we have ideographic scripts. Let me Google some images. Yeah, so it looks somewhat like this. Okay, somewhat like this. With photographs, they used to draw and they used to write stories with photographs. Okay,
Okay.
so these are ideographic scripts. Understood? That's it. This chapter is over. Now you guys can take a break till 11:30, and your
SST class
homework.
is over.
Yes, it's over. I told you
I
it's a very
didn't
small
see it.
class. All right, your homework is again 10 questions quiz. Please read this Chinese civilization. It's a very small topic. Read it and then only please give the